Please welcome this week's special guest, Zazie. So, Miranda, we'll start with you. How do you know Zazie?
This is Zazie, and we once had a trial together for a professional ladies' football team, but we didn't make the grade.
There we are, Miranda's footballing friend. Lee, how do you know Zazie?
This is Zazie. I once cut off her ponytail on the school bus, thinking she was my mate Paul.
Right, Lee's short-haired schoolmate. Nick, what's your relationship with Zazie?
Zazie, my neighbour's daughter, she offered to mend my computer and inadvertently emailed to everybody in my address book a picture of my big toe.
So there we have it. Miranda's failed footballer, Lee's cropped classmate, or Nick's accidental emailer. David?
So, Miranda, what was the professional football team you tried out for?
It was for QPR Rangers. No, QPR.
QPR. So, what age were you?
About sort of early 20s.
Early 20s. So, isn't that quite old to be breaking into professional football?
You haven't seen QPR play, have you?
What position did you play?
Well, we were just sort of tipping up. And seeing.
So, just seeing...
Can you imagine if this is what she'd have done on the day?
A lot of happy memories of your footballing past, obviously.
You were very good at the team talk.
Yeah.
We were just hoping that they'd see us and say, "Oh, you're a defender."
So you...
I don't know why I'm finding this so funny.
Had you, when you turned up to try out, had you ever played football before? You thought if football's probably not a thing that involves practice. You've either got it or you haven't. I'll wait until I'm 23. I'll turn up at QPR and they'll probably let me in the team, and there I am, sorted. That's what
Well,
you
we
thought.
played a bit at university. I'm actually crying now.
As you had played.
We played a bit at university, sort of mucked about, and we thought, hey, you know, we're quite good.
Just you and Zazie playing, or were there other people in this team?
We had some male friends who were, like, really into football, and we lived with them. And we, one day, probably, you know, trying to impress, said, we'll come and play football with you. And so
But they were thrilled.
So you went...
And they said, hey, you've got some skills in it.
OK. So, Nick, what went wrong with your computer? What was...
Running slow, grindingly slow.
And why didn't you contact someone, you know, a proper computer person?
No,
Or maybe she is a proper
listen.
computer person who happens to be your neighbour's daughter.
Very simply, because we know them very well. I know that she did a computer course at university, and why would I go out and spend a fortune when Zazie can come in for a tenner?
And why was there a picture of your big toe on this computer?
No, one of the issues was it obviously was clogged up with stuff, and I needed it purged. And I told her that there were various folders that needed to go. My medical folder had to be deleted. A number of other folders I had to get rid of. My doctor is in London. We live in the country. I had had a very, very nasty accident. Stubbed my toe. Heavy bruising. The threat of a lost nail. And I thought that I would email it to the doctor, and he would then email back advice. Anyway, that was some time ago, and I wanted it now deleted. And, of course, she wasn't quite as good at her computing skills as I had hoped she was, or indeed that she had claimed.
You are terrifying.
No. I don't like to say this in front of her, but she had been drinking. And she pressed the email thing, and 700 people, including business contacts, serious people, were emailed a picture of this battered toe. And that's it.
Including Sir Alan Sugar?
Yes.
He was the
He
first
received
to
a
get it.
picture of your toe.
He sent one back of his.
So it was
was actually quite a bruising experience because people didn't find it at all funny.
Lee,
Yes.
you pronounce Zazzie's name Zazie,
That's the kind of guy I am. I'm a maverick.
and you were at school with Zazie.
Well, I was, yes. And before it's pointed out, I was in a different year, yes.
Okay. How much older?
I think there was about 4 years difference.
Right.
But you cut off Zazie's
Can I
ponytail.
just point out, we weren't actually at the same school. I should get that in, really. We were on we call it the school bus. It wasn't a school bus that was only for school children. It was the bus I got to school.
So you went.
see.
You. Oh, you. So
It was
you
a
were going to
public
school.
bus, and she was a child who didn't know on the bus.
Starts
You
to sound like a
attacked
court
her-
case, David. Can you back off?
And you attacked her head with a
I
sharp
didn't
object.
attack her. I did not attack a child.
But sorry,
on the
you
bus.
mistook a child's head for the head of one of
man.
your friends.
Yeah, I was about 15. She was, I don't know what she was, but she looked
3.
She looked like...
Why did you want to cut off Paul's ponytail?
Well, Paul's ponytail I've always found a little bit annoying. I mean, let's face it, have you ever seen a ponytail on a man and not wanted to cut it off?
It's still a bit of a step to
Yeah.
actually have a go, isn't it? Because after all, it's up to people how they have their hair. It's not up to you, is it, Lee?
Trust me, David, if it was up to me, you wouldn't be having your hair like that.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Was Paul somewhere else on the bus?
Yes, Paul was sat next to me and he went, hey, go over there and cut my hair off. And I went, what are you doing?
No, it's quite.
All right, Paul, stay there, I'll do it now.
So this-
I was a gullible fool.
This is an environment which you don't know Paul's on the bus at all.
No.
Paul, I
You
don't
just see the back of a little girl and go, "There's Paul! Where are my scissors?" I thought you might know Paul was somewhere on the bus, and then you see the ponytail, and you've only got a moment, quick snip. You don't even know Paul's there. You're just seeing ponytails and snipping away, despite the fact that Paul is apparently wearing a little dress.
So David, what are you thinking here?
I'm slightly inclined to believe Lee. What do you think about Miranda's story about the football trial? That very much came to life, didn't it?
You certainly seem to know a lot about football,
Yeah.
so I was impressed with that. I think it might be Nick and his suppurating toe.
Emailing of the toe. And what about you, Jack?
I reckon it's Nick.
And what about you, David?
Well, I don't know. I'm stuck. But my two teammates agree, so I'm happy to go along with that.
You're saying that it's Nick. And it's the
yeah.
toe, and it's the email.
Yeah.
Zazie, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Zazie, and Miranda and I once tried out for a professional football team.
Yes, Zazie did try out for a ladies' professional football team with Miranda. Thank you very much, Zazie.